All right, everybody, we're doing something a little bit different today. We are checking out one of the newest shoes from Nike SB. This is Ishod Wair's first pro model shoe. If you don't know who Ishod Wair is, you need to look him up right now. He just dropped a new video for Real Skateboards, and I gotta tell you, this video is, oh my goodness. This is one of those things that you get so excited about. You wanna share it with people who don't even skateboard. This video was full of hammers for sure, but it was full of, sprinkled in there was this cool creativity that was not goofy, I guess. I don't know how to explain that, but like, you know how it is, like in skateboarding, there's always super creative skateboarders out there, you know, who are doing their like no comply variation through a dirt bike tire, and it's definitely creative and it's difficult, but really cool to see a video part like Ishod's part. And it was creative, but it had an awesome flow to it, and it was just core skateboarding, but still super creative. And it was one of those things where you have to like kind of rewind it, and you're like, wait, what did he do? And it was really cool to watch. It was a really awesome part, but we're not talking about his part, we're talking about his shoe. If you don't already know this, Nike Skateboarding, Nike SB, has a huge skateboarding team stacked with some incredible pro skateboarders, but only a handful of them have pro model shoes, because it's a big deal. Like any sport, it is a big deal to have a pro model shoe with Nike. The very first pro skateboarder to have a pro model shoe with Nike was Paul Rodriguez. Maybe you've heard of him. He's kind of a legend right now. He's killed it for years now. Since that day, he's had the P-Rod 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He's had 10 pro model shoes and some other variations. He's had like some vulcanized versions and like some elite versions of his shoes, but he's had 10 pro model shoes. Next in line would be Eric Costin, an earlier legend from a little while ago, but man, just really set the standard for kind of the fundamentals of modern street skateboarding nowadays. Of course, had the Costin 1, 2, and 3. I think it was called the Hyperfeel with that weird sock thing. Then of course you have Nyjah Huston. If you know anything about skateboarding or competitive skateboarding, you know that Nyjah Huston has been all over that. Street League, X Games, one of the most competitive skateboarders there is. But Nyjah has had 2 pro model shoes, the Nyjah Free 1 and 2. Early on you had Brian Anderson, who also had one of the first pro model shoes with Nike SB early on. He had the Project BA. Then there was the Stefan Janoski. This shoe became so popular for people who didn't even skateboard, and really kind of set the standard for what skateboard shoes look like now and how they feel and function. And then of course there was the Shane O'Neill just recently, one of my favorite skateboarders of all time, and he loved the Stefan Janoski shoe so much, and that's why his shoe looks very similar to that. But now the most recent addition is the Ishod Wair. Amazing skateboarder. He's one of those skaters that just, you can tell they just live on their skateboard. I don't understand how he does the tricks that he does. Moving on, we're talking about his shoe. This is what we're talking about. This is the focus. We're talking about his shoe. So in my skater opinion, I think this shoe looks really cool. I think this shoe is a perfect mix of modern technology and kind of like a classic skate shoe silhouette. I think a lot of skate shoes nowadays have, slimmed down a lot. They're trying to get rid of all the bells and whistles and give you just what you need to perform in skateboarding, and I think that's really cool. Nike SB is no exception for that. I think they've always been trying to push the boundaries in skateboarding technology, and I think this is no different. I think it looks really cool. I think that the fact that they're kind of mixing comfort and breathability and durability into this shoe, I think it's looking really cool. I love that it's a little bit more tech looking than most skate shoes now. To me, it's got a mix, kind of a Nike SB Dunk and the Adidas Tyshawn Jones. I think it has a cool kind of mesh between those two. I just think it looks really cool. As far as the colors go, I'm not really sure. I'm about 50-50. Like, I love the black and gray. I like the black and white and the gum outsole. I love the black and red. But when it comes to the, I think they're calling it light olive, this kind of brown and red, not a huge fan of that. Not a huge fan of this kind of khaki wheat flax gum, whatever they're calling it. I don't know if I could pull these off. And this like white summit blue over here, that's kind of cool. So I'm not a huge fan of all the colors necessarily, but I do love this black and gray. That's what I really like about the Ishod. It definitely, to me, has more of that kind of tech skateboard shoe look, as opposed to the hybrid between skate shoe and sneaker or like runner. I think this is an awesome shoe. I don't know if I would ever buy it because that is a lot of money, but I think it's a cool shoe. And I totally get if you don't have the same feelings about this. I just think that I think it's a cool looking shoe. in my skater opinion. I'm stoked that Ishod finally got a pro model shoe, and I hope it does really well. This part is really awesome. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's just Real Presents Ishod. It is an amazing skate part. With this new segment, actually, I just want to let you guys know that it's not always going to be geared towards skateboarding. It's just anything that I have an opinion on, whether that's food, movies, video games, whatever. I just think that'd be fun to kind of dive into that and share my opinion coming from a skateboarder's perspective. A lot of it, skateboarding is always kind of the forefront of my mind, so that might be a lot of it, but just so you know, so you're on the lookout for those. But with that being said, enjoy the rest of the video.